The unexpected guest. About 7 years ago, I got an unexpected invitation to a dinner party hosted by a cousin I had never met in person. We'd only exchanged a few words on the phone years ago. So, it was strange, suddenly receiving this warm invitation from family I barely knew. Still, curiosity got the better of me, and I agreed to go. The invitation had an address that didn't show up on GPS, so I had to rely on an old-school map. I pinned the general location and headed out. As I drove, I started noticing how far away from civilization I was getting. First, the suburbs faded. Then came the farms, long stretches of trees, and narrow backroads. There were fewer and fewer signs of life. I started feeling a little uneasy. Where the hell am I going? I muttered. Eventually, I came upon a house that resembled what I'd pictured. It was secluded and almost hidden, engulfed by overgrown branches and thick leaves. The place looked dull, worn down, and eerily quiet. "This can't be it," I whispered. But then, as I pulled into the graveled driveway, a couple stepped outside to greet me, smiling warmly. They introduced themselves as my aunt and uncle. Their friendliness eased my nerves a bit. I asked about my cousin, and they said he had just gone out to run a few errands and would be back soon. Inside, the house was outdated but cozy. We talked for a couple of hours, mostly about my mom and family memories I barely recall. My aunt made a delicious homemade pot roast, which I devoured. Then we played a long, surprisingly competitive game of Uno. It was strange how quickly I felt comfortable. But it was getting late, and still, no cousin. I told them I needed to head home soon since I had work the next day. My GPS still wasn't functioning, so I asked them for directions back to the highway. That's when things shifted. They exchanged confused looks. "You're staying the night, right?" my aunt asked. I said no, explaining I had to leave early. They insisted, saying it wasn't safe to leave now. "It's better if you head out in the morning. Trust us, you'll get lost." Their insistence grew unsettling. They seemed almost desperate. I said I'd stay, just to calm them down, but the second they went to get bed sheets, I quietly grabbed my things, slipped out the door, and drove away fast. It took some wrong turns, but I eventually made it home around 11 p.m. I didn't want to wake my parents, so I climbed the fence and entered through the back door. The kitchen lights were on. My mom was waiting. "Where were you?" she asked. "At Aunt Deborah's," I said. She stared at me. "She called earlier. You never arrived." To this day, I don't know who I visited, or why they wanted me to stay. Feel free to tell me what you think happened that night in the comments because I'm free to anything.